Look at this flag. I am not trying to promote any political agenda here. This is not the flag of my country. Just look at this image for 30 seconds and now look at this white screen. You will see the shades of different colors. This has a lot to do with your eyes and your brain. In this video, let us understand how our own eyes tricks us. Before diving into the anatomy of the eye, let us understand the light that helps us to see things. Light is electromagnetic radiation traveling in waves. We register short waves at high frequencies as blue and long waves at low frequencies as red. The visible light that we are able to see is just a tiny part of electromagnetic spectrum ranging from gamma rays to radio waves. The photoreceptors in our eyes convert this light energy into nerve impulses that our brain can understand. To understand how all this works, we must look into anatomy. The wall of the eye is made of three layers: the fibrous, the vascular, and the inner layer. The fibrous is the outer protective layer made of dense connective tissue. As you can see in the image, it is the white layer covering the eyes. At the posterior region, it is called sclera, and the same sclera is modified into convex shaped cornea at the anterior region. The cornea is like a window that controls and focuses the incoming light into the eye. The posterior sclera makes sure no light escapes once they have entered. The next is the middle vascular layer that contains choroid, and it supplies the blood to all the other layers in our eyes. The middle layer also contains ciliary body that controls and surrounds the lens. Among all these, the famous one is iris. The iris is the one that has distinctive colors among the individuals. The iris is made of smooth muscle tissues which is jammed between the cornea and our lens. The iris also controls the pupil. Basically, it protects our eyes when you shine a torch at your friend in a dark room. The light is focused by the convex shaped lens onto your retina, which makes the inner layer of your eyes. The retina are loaded with millions and millions of photoreceptors that convert the light energy into nerve impulses. The retina comes in two flavors, the rods and the cones. Before discussing about the rods and cones, let us discuss the two important parts of retinas, the pigmented part and the neural part. The pigmented part contains rods and cones, and the neural part contains ganglion and bipolar neurons. Bipolar neurons have synapses at their both ends and acts as bridge between the pigmented part and the ganglion. The ganglions collect the information from the bipolar neurons, and the axons of the ganglions combine to form optic nerve. The optic nerve moves to the brain where the information is processed. Now let's talk about the rods and cones. The cones are comparatively few in number and they help in producing colored visions. These cones come in three varieties: the red ones, the blue ones, and the green ones. They are classified based on the light sensitivity of each cells. On the other hand, rods are comparatively more in number and they do not produce colored visions. They help us in dim light visions. These rods and cones are connected to bipolar cells and the nerve impulses are transmitted to brain through ganglion. At the beginning, you looked at the flag and then at the white screen and saw some shades of different colors. That's because your rods and cones do get tired. You stared at the flag and your blue and green cones got exhausted. Then you suddenly looked at the white screen. The only active cells in your eyes were the red cones. So you saw the shades of red color on the white screen. So yeah, human eye can make mistakes sometime, but that help us understand the complexity of the system. With this, let us end this video. In this video, we have studied about the anatomy and functioning of the human eye, and this completes the fourth episode of human physiology. If you wish to see more of human physiology, then make sure you subscribe and press that bell icon. Also put your opinion in the comment box. Have a nice day. Thank you.